What's up, what's up, what's up? It's a bit awkward for me. Uh, this, in this format of vlogging, but I'm going to be consistent with it. And once this quarantine is over, then literally I have many things during the day to say. Just now it's awkward. And because, just starting now. So subscribers thinking it's like in a way you're talking to yourself, but in some matters you want to believe. Let's see, let's see. I'm impulsive, intuitive, spontaneous, and stubborn. So if I made a decision, I'll stick to it. What's up? So I drink every morning green tea. Not a big coffee drinker. I drink coffee socially, or I'm not a big coffee drinker. Just got my period. It's amazing. In Israel, which is exactly on the other side of the world, and it used to be 12 hours away. Now it's 13 hours away because they moved the hour back and forth, summer, winter in Hawaii. But that doesn't happen. I'm curious. I'm curious why, but I like it. So now it's not exactly 12 hours away, it's 13 hours. And there, I will get my period when the half moon. Here I get it exactly on the full moon, which is special. And I'm also Taurus, and Taurus's sign. Some Tauruses, I check this out. I used to be better in astrology. Some Tauruses belong to the star planet Earth. Not a lot of people know that. But yeah, the classic ones is Taurus and is Venus, and Venus is always up here, and I love that. Yeah, I almost never get sleep around the full moon. I just don't. I get like I don't fall asleep that much. I don't sleep that much. How about you? Do you sleep good when it's a full moon? In Israel, I lived at this very magical place for some time before I left. It was up in the Galil. It was like around, it was on a mountain full of trees and woods and very high. Very special place. And I remember, and very special people. Everyone there are healers and artists, and it's just a mountain. And of course, the first people of that mountain that literally built it from nothing. So they were not healers, or they were artists, but they were tough. A beautiful variety of people. And always at night of full moon, somehow towards like 2, 3 a.m. Some of us would have like text each other, "Hey, you up? Are you up?" Like, yeah, I'm not falling asleep. I want to play some music. Yeah. So here my period comes with the phone. Do you ladies know why they used to have the wet tent? In Judaism, I'm not sure about other. In Judaism, they treat. It's also like the new Judaism. It's not the religious Judaism. The religious and the Judaism are two different things for me. But, however, so they say like when a woman's in her period, they used to go to the side because she's like sinful now. Not sinful, but like not pure because she's bleeding. That's what they said. But the thing is this: the women used to put themselves in a tent, not because they're putting themselves on the side because they're not pure now, but it was to protect them energetically, their energetic field, because when we're in our PMS, Uh, so we do this energetic uh, process. We are processing emotionally everything that is around us. That's why sometimes you get cuckoo towards this time. Not blaming it on that. That's also hormones, yeah? Personal responsibility. However, we do an energetic process for everything that's around us. I remember this one time I went on this retreat in Greece. It was I pampered myself on my 30th birthday. Actually, this was a crucial point in my life. This was a point where, till then, I was literally just into arts. I was still before I left, part of this theater group, left less active, but this underground, awesome theater group that we did like, it wasn't entertaining. We did like a hardcore, physical, musical, but like as in not musicals, no, but everything had a sound, everything had a movement. Very, very, very. Um, it was very lucky and glad to be with them. I'm still kind of with them, but more by heart now. And this was towards a period that I flipped on what I did, because I actually wanted, I I manifested, I didn't manifest, but the arts in my life was something, the theater was something I always knew from a little age that I'm aiming myself at, because it's actually a good format to influence a bunch of people. It's like you have one person talking and he's like influencing so much. And I was very idealistic, righteous kid. It was never about being a popular. It was never about being a fame. It was literally, I knew that that would just be good format to get to people, and I did. But this Greece thing literally happened before, like when I was really at a good point already. I had a big performance. I had a big premiere. I was doing also with another group. I was doing things for me. I was doing nice things. I got a scholarship, like nice scholarship when you approach. And then I understood, and my piece was about it. I called it. It was something with Lilith, Midrash Lilith. It was very hardcore, and it was about violence between him and her. It was supposed to be very deep, And also because I knew that this was where I'm aiming myself from a younger age. I knew that in order to be an actor, it's not about going to study to be an actor. If I want to present and talk about life, I have to feel life. So I was very much, as a kid and also in my older age, I always go into places, meet all kinds of variety of people. I grew up in a nice neighborhood. I like to hang in the less nicer neighborhoods. I left my parents' house when I was very young. I had a very, very rich and experienced life, and it was always thanks to that part of a navigation through to a theater, in a way that I was really observing people, also observing people and also absorbing them, because empath, you call it. Feel. So observing and absorbing. And it's so fun as an artist, whoever as an artist and watching that thing, you like to feel. You love to feel. So anyway, I was at this point, and I understood that no matter how much I put an effort into what I do, to most people, mostly, it's still going to be, especially these days, it's going to be in a certain way, in a certain level, entertainment. And I don't remember names now, but like you have like certain artists that do radical things that really bring people in this black mirror, and they just, most of them don't, nothing really deep goes in. You need to smack people with a frying pot, like wake them up to something. So I got really depressed. It's like I had this good promo thingy, and then when I realized, I just got really depressed. Now this retreat in Greece was something that I planned already before. Wait, how did I get to talk about Greece now? Why did I give Greece about an example? What led me to talk about my trip to Greece? Pampered myself with a trip to Greece. Tea. Wanting tea. Yeah, there's a lot of talking too early. But I want to do this in the morning. Because otherwise during the day it might not happen. So why did I get to talk about Greece? Tea. Ah, period. Okay, so I went to this retreat. The retreat was like 2 weeks. I found myself in Greece for 2 months. And the second month I lived under a tree by the ocean. I showed. I don't know if you saw. At the first or second episode with the room, I have a bracelet from a tree, a friendship bracelet. So this retreat, it was like for 2 weeks, and it was like a vocal, it was a musical, and I was so happy because I was like, yay, I'm just gonna sing and do music for 2 weeks in Greece. And apparently, I didn't know, but it was most of them were people that were challenged opening their voice, and were like, it wasn't musicians or singers or open, like either people that are very comfortable, opening their voice. It was, most of them were the other side around. And the last thing I was looking for was for a retreat, a 2-week retreat that is like personal development, emotional breakthrough, stuff like that. I didn't look for that. I don't mean to be disrespectful or God forbid arrogant, but I'm fine. I didn't come to do this. I came to sing. I'm open. And these 2 weeks, I had to literally narrow myself down to even it up a bit, and it was so frustrating. But this retreat had a full moon, and at that full moon, I got also my period, and I remember, and I don't. It's usually I get it on half moon, but that period I had, my period, I don't have pain. I'm really fine. I don't have pain and things like that. I'm fine. But that one, I had like the most painful period I ever had, and I was on a full moon. And this is to emphasis that when we are in period, we do emotional processing for our environment. And I literally, like, these are like 3 days that when I'm in good balance in my account, I don't work, I don't interact too much, at least for 3 days. And I'm not sure if I could still upload videos longer than 15 minutes. So this is coming now to a wrap. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a beautiful day. The sun is out. I don't know who, what, whatever in the world. Keep your eyes open. Keep your heart open. Open up the day with saying at least 10 things you give gratitude for. End the day with at least 10 things you give gratitude for. And 10, 9, 8, 7. Till tomorrow.